Now, around 1,700 people from 13 villages in Spain have been forced to evacuate their homes due to wildfires raging across the country, while much of Europe has suffered an early heat wave.
Officials said the blaze in the Sierra de Culebra mountain range in the province of Zamora started Wednesday during a dry electric storm.
Video shared by the UME Spanish Emergency military unit showed rescue personnel working to contain the fires. As you see in the video, smaller wildfires were also raging in central Toledo province and in northeastern provinces of Zaragoza and Aragon, as well as Lleida in Catalonia. Regional Catalan firefighters declared the fire in the Solsonès area was stabilized, although a second one in Baldomar remained partially out of control.
As of early Saturday, the fire atop Montsec mountain had affected about 1,700 hectares so far. Most of Spain was at high risk of forest fire as the country endured the 6th day of an unusual early heat wave.
And temperatures of more than 40 degrees Celsius have been recorded in many cities and other areas throughout the week.
Well, it's a very, very interesting time we live in. So this heat wave particularly is caused by a blanket of hot air stretching from the Mediterranean Sea all the way up to the Northern Sea. And that is affecting most of Western Europe, right? The heat waves, as mentioned before, some have recorded up to 40 degrees, which are, you know, it's historically some of the hottest days ever, especially so early during the summer. Usually this kind of temperature would go up during July to August time, but we're not even in July now. Now, meteorologists say the unusually early heat wave is a sign of what's to come as global warming continues, moving up the calendar of temperatures that Europe would previously have, as mentioned before, in July or August. So in France, children were allowed to skip school because it got so hot. And they've also introduced a couple of measures. Britain recorded its hottest day of the year so far, with the temperature reading 32.4 degrees Celsius. And after midday, and also the Dutch capital, people boarded trains to the nearest North Sea beach. And even in France, in the Pyrenees region, they already have, potential forest fire warnings on, because it is that hot. And in Germany, the firefighters were tackling several wildfires as well, including one in the south of the capital, Berlin. The National Weather Service predicted that the big sweat would continue over the weekend as the heat moves into Central and Eastern Europe. So it's actually moving around. So it's certainly very, very interesting times. It's changing. It's changing. Now the question is, will this stay hot for the whole summer, or is this moving up? So this is, it's hotter now, but it's going to cool down somewhat later.
Of course. Now the changes of the weather is caused by the dry and also windy condition that have caused wildfires in several areas. Obviously, now almost 20,000 hectares of land had been burned in the Sierra de la Culebra mountain range, and the fire was still active. Now, just on Saturday afternoon, it said that about 11 villages had been evacuated and some 500 firefighters were working to put out the flames. And we will keep you updated about that matter. But now